What is up, everybody? This is Daniel Rock 08 here with another review in 1999. So after just semi-decent show after semi-decent show after atrocious shows, let's see here, atrocious shows in Uncensored and Royal Rumble and WrestleMania 15, we finally get something really good. We get a really solid show. And you know what? It's from WCW. Spring Stampede 1999 is one of the best pay-per-views in WCW. And as well as I think it's going to be, I think it will be the pay-per-view of the year in this review series. A great show. Solid. You got some really good, great, exciting matches in here. We kick it off with a #1 contenders match for the Cruiserweight title between Juventud Guerrera and Blitzkrieg. This was another phenomenal, great Cruiserweight match. These two just went out and they were flying left and right. You had, Isaiah Moonsault from Blitzkrieg, so many hurricanranas. It was just fast paced. You blink and you miss. It was really, really great. There was an Uvi driver counter into a roll up, several counter roll ups. It all ends with Juventud Guerrera getting the pinfall after a top rope Uvi driver looked like he landed right on his head. A damn good, phenomenal Cruiserweight match. I give it 4 stars. An 8 out of 10. Just a great way to kick off a solid show. A great Cruiserweight match. Next we get a hardcore match between Bam Bam Bigelow and Hack, the Sandman, basically. This match it felt like ECW pretty much. It was an ECW kind of match, minus blood. There was a lot of wicked weapons. They had the barricade in there. Bam Bam Bigelow just nailed Hack with the barricade gargoyle. It was a wicked brawl. The finish was the nastiest fucking finish I've ever seen. As Bam Bam Bigelow hit a top rope power slam through a table, and Hack looked like he landed right on his head, right near a fire extinguisher. And Bam Bam Bigelow picks up a victory in this solid, hardcore brawl. 3 stars, a 6 out of 10. A nice, hardcore brawl. Then we get a very bad match between Scotty Riggs defeating Mikey Whipwreck. Just forearm smash and that's it. Very boring match to watch. 7 minutes. I mean, it's not that detrimental to the show, but if this match wasn't on here, this show would easily be one of the greatest. It would probably be the greatest WCW pay-per-view of all time, had it not be for this match and the next match as well. I give it 1 star, 2 out of 10. Scotty Riggs pick up victory in a boring contest. Next up, we got Conan defeating Disco Inferno, and Conan hits Disco Inferno with his move, his finisher, which is basically the stunner. He calls it the Last Dance. Not a good match. I give it a 4.5 out of 10. Just a mediocre, forgotten match. Like I said, these 2 matches weren't on here, and it was just a 7-match card. These 2 matches kind of drags it down. If it wasn't for these 2 matches, this would be the greatest WCW pay-per-view of all time. bar none. Seriously, this show, top to bottom, has some of the best matches in WCW at this time. And like I said, great matches. We get an underrated classic, a forgotten gem between Rey Mysterio and Billy Kidman for the Cruiserweight title. This was just such a damn fine Cruiserweight title match. So all the Cruiserweight title matches they are, this is one that's completely forgotten. I guess because, you know, 1999, the Cruiserweight division was kind of lacking. But this is clearly an underrated gem. I give it a 7.5 out of 10. An underrated gem. A great match. Solid. Rey Mysterio hits a wicked top rope hurricanrana to pick out the victory and become the Cruiserweight champion. A fantastic Cruiserweight title match that's often forgotten about. Talk about another forgotten match. Here we go. A tag team match between Chris Benoit and his partner Dean Malenko. They take on Raven and Perry Saturn, and this match was just another underrated gem, another great gem. Oh, the climax, basically the peak of this match, it's like the clover leaf on Perry Saturn. Saturn gets to the ropes. Saturn hits the DVD, the Death Valley Driver, and Benoit breaks it up with a flying headbutt. Then it kind of slows down a little bit. The finish is just great. Perry Saturn goes for a top rope splash, misses and goes through a table. Arn Anderson grabs a steel chair. Raven hits a DDT on Dean Malenko. Arn Anderson gets a chair, puts it on Raven's skull, and Chris Benoit hits a top rope diving headbutt, cracks his skull on a fucking chair onto Raven, and Dean Malenko gets the pin. 1, 2, 3. This was another great match. A 7.5 out of 10. I would give it a little bit higher, maybe an 8, but after the near fall, it kind of just went, it kind of slowed down. If it didn't slow down right after that diving headbutt to break up the DVD pin, you know, this would get like an 8.5. This was a really damn good match. It kind of slows down the pace a little bit. We get Scott Steiner defeating Booker T in the tournament final for the United States heavyweight title match. This was another fine match. Scott Steiner was egging on the crowd, saying he's the big Papa Pump. He's the big bad booty daddy. It's interesting. Like, all the people was like making fun, like saying like he had like weird ass arms. And this one person was groping him. Groping Scott Steiner, like rubbing his body, rubbing his nipples, and rubbing his arms. Yeah, it was weird. Scott Steiner, during a suplex, hits Booker T with the brass knucks and picks up the victory and becomes the United States champion. Another fine match, 6 out of 10. Then we get to the next match. This was a big semi-final, the semi-main event here. It's their rematch from Starrcade. It's Goldberg versus Kevin Nash, and this is this match was about less than 8 minutes long, but it did its job. Kevin Nash was beating the crap out of Goldberg, just getting the advantage, hitting his typical moves, and of course Lex Luger was in there to interfere a little bit. But I liked it. It was short, and it got to the point. It was short and sweet and to the point. And you know what? Goldberg got his revenge on Kevin Nash. Kevin Nash didn't lose anything by losing here. Goldberg gets his redemption. Goldberg gets the spear. And what was wicked was he went for the spear the first time, and Kevin Nash leapfrogged like he was doing a huge dunk. Yeah, he leapfrogged. He jumped and leapfrogged, and it was wicked cool from a man his size and a man who had, you know, horrible problems. He leapfrogged like no other, and Goldberg speared the referee, and then later on he speared him and jackhammered him. Really fun, short and sweet, to the point match, much like a lot of Goldberg matches. I like this match. It's one of my favorite Goldberg matches, actually. I get it a 6 out of 10. A nice, fun, fine, short and sweet, to the point match for Goldberg. We get to the main event, you know, and some of the critics like to say this was a cluster. It's the fatal four corners match for the WCW Heavyweight title. You got Randy Savage, the Macho Man Randy Savage, oh yeah, as your referee. You have Hollywood Hogan, Diamond Dallas Page, Sting, and your champion Ric Flair. And this was just a great match. You know, they say it was a cluster, but you know, the crowd wasn't confused. The crowd knew Diamond Dallas Page won. They saw him win, and they were excited he won and loved the fact that he won. This was a great, damn good, fine match. It is a really damn good main event here. This is one of the best matches in WCW in 1999. Actually, this is probably the best pay-per-view match in WCW. Probably. This is a really damn good match. Hogan gets taken out. I guess that was the only way he could get taken out due to knee problems. Figure 4 leg lock around the ring post by DDP. Eliminates Hogan. Later on, Sting goes for a tombstone pile driver. Gets countered. Diamond Dallas Page hits the tombstone. Wicked cool. Page goes for a suplex. Sting counters into a Scorpion Death Drop. Ric Flair and Page double team Sting. Double clothesline. Top rope superplex on Ric Flair from Sting. Ric Flair locks in the figure 4 leg lock on Sting. He rolls over to the ropes. Savage kicks Sting's hand off of the ropes. Pulls Ric Flair into the center. Hits his diving elbow drop. Diamond Dallas Page takes out Sting, hits the diamond cutter on Ric Flair, and Diamond Dallas Page is victorious and becomes, for the very first time, the WCW Heavyweight Champion in an amazing Fatal 4-Way match. This was a good match. An 8.5 out of 10. It was, like I said, probably the best WCW pay-per-view match there is. And so you have it. This is easily probably the best pay-per-view in 1999 of this review series, at least. You know, the opener was great. The main event was great. The Cruiserweight title match was great. Goldberg and Nash was short and sweet to the point. The hardcore match was fine. The tag match was great too. Really, just those two matches kind of make this one of the best WCW pay-per-views ever. A 6.3 out of 10. This 6.3 out of 10. It is one of the best WCW pay-per-views of all time. The best pay-per-view of 1999. And I'll catch you next time on the WCW side of things, Slamboree. Now WCW finally starts to suckin', because Slamboree is not a good show. And with the very next show with WWF, we get a nice, decent show for once from WWF in Backlash. So Backlash and Slamboree up next here, the year of 1999 in review. Catch you next time. I'm Daniel Rock 08.